Hello. I slept like trash and am very tired, but stuff still happened. So what's up? This is not breaking news, but it's still kinda dope. Gordon Hartman built a fully accessible theme park in San Antonio, Texas. After seeing his disabled daughter not able to enjoy a theme park, he was like, that's not chill. And so he went and made his own. Named after his daughter, it is called Morgan's Wonderland, and every single ride is accessible. And it's got everything. It's got like a sports complex, it's got a water park. If you're in a wheelchair, they will literally supply you with a pneumatic wheelchair so you can enjoy the water features. Entry is free for people with disabilities, and that's awesome. The only theme parks that I have built have been in Roller Coaster Tycoon, and the rides killed people, so not quite comparable. I have received feedback that my weather segment is over too quickly to be useful, so I will leave the weather up for you for the rest of the episode. It turns out Tesla's Autopilot objectively is deadly. You know all that rhetoric around like self-driving cars being better than humans at driving, better safety records and whatnot? Well, it turns out that's a literal lie. Much like virtually everything else out of Elon Musk's mouth, it is provably incorrect. New data has come out that shows that in a normalized dataset, Tesla crashes are a massive outlier, like starkly so. And in the hundreds of crashes that involve some sort of auto-driving system, almost all of them are Teslas. There is a big spike specifically around Teslas not identifying pedestrians, emergency vehicles, and motorcyclists. It's just like, oh, I can hit that, so I'm gonna hit that. These accident reports were suppressed for quite a while and are not something that Tesla wants to have out there. Because if you think about it for more than half of a second, maybe the company that's run by a madman and famous for overworking its employees shouldn't be putting self-driving software in the hands of people who aren't trained to use it. Ah, yes, I totally trust random people to safely use autopilot technology in their multi-ton vehicle propelled by explosive devices. And while on one hand you can say, well, you're not trusting them, you're trusting the software, I don't trust software either, but also the driver is still at fault when the software glitches. That is in the terms and in the law. Boris Johnson just kind of quit. Boris Johnson, the former Prime Minister of the UK, is no longer a lawmaker because it turns out that he was throwing parties during COVID, during lockdown, and then lying about it. An investigative report came out and it was like he did a bad, and he was like, nah, I didn't do a bad. And then he quit, and some of his friends quit, and now there are multiple open seats in the Conservative Party of the UK Parliament. They're gonna do a vote to replace him. I'm so tired. Twitter is not paying bills again. Sorry, back on Musk. So they've already not been paying their rent for a while, and there's a lot of lawsuits for that. But now Musk is not paying their Google Cloud bill. It turns out that Twitter has a bunch of trust and safety infrastructure in Google Cloud, the stuff that lets them moderate content. That's hosted in Google. Now, Twitter has their own data centers, and Musk has decided instead of paying Google because he's a petty piece of shit and Google stopped advertising on Twitter, he's just gonna try to rip everything out of Google Cloud by the end of the month. I cannot stress enough how much that's not going to happen. I also cannot stress enough that if I didn't pay my rent or bills, I'd be in jail or have no kneecaps. Now, instead of getting all technical, let me give you an analogy. Let's say that you run a fried chicken joint, right? And you've got like a bunch of chickens in a coop that you rent. Okay, so you've got all these chickens, and the coop rental place is like, you owe us your monthly fee. And you're like, nah, instead of paying my monthly fee, I'm going to move all of my chickens out of that coop by the end of the month. But there's like hundreds of thousands of them, and also you just fired most of your chicken masters and almost all of your chicken trucks. And so the only thing you can actually do is just get rid of all your chickens and try to start over elsewhere. But in the meantime, you still have customers, and they're like, where's my fried chicken? But your supply is gone. So they have to settle for your nasty side dishes. What I'm getting at here is Twitter is about to be primarily nasty side dishes. Edit insert, hi, I forgot to mention that also Elon Musk announced that they're going to get rid of blocking on Twitter, like blocking accounts. So that's good. On this day in 1967, the Supreme Court ruled in Loving versus Virginia that you can marry people with different skin color. 1967, 56 years ago. Of course, we've also seen that Supreme Court precedent for many decades doesn't mean anything anymore, but it was only 56 years ago that we were like, oh yeah, maybe people can get married. Lightning round. The Netflix password sharing crackdown worked, as they've seen the largest spike in signups ever. The Unabomber was found dead in his jail cell at the age of 81. The Justice Department has launched a corporate crime database, and I'm gonna go digging. In addition to Trump being indicted, his personal valet, who brought him snacks and whatnot, is also being indicted. Zuck! has decided that he wants to try to cram AI into every Meta platform. In an effort to force people back into the office, Google is now including office attendance in their performance review cycles. ChatGPT is being sued for inventing a fake lawsuit about someone, again, and they're suing for defamation. And finally for today, multiple black bears have been spotted in the DC surrounding neighborhoods, so bears. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Stuff Keeps Happening. Head to stuffkeepshappening.online for sources, bonus content, and a brand new bed to fall asleep in and dream the best of dreams. As a reminder, I've got a Patreon if you want to see some behind-the-scenes content and help support this show. Otherwise, you can head to stuffkeepshappening.online for sources and bonus content. My name is Endeavorance. I'll be back on Wednesday. Take care and be well.